Good morning, boys. I overslept a little. It is 4:17, as you can see right here, and that's not made, nothing is done. So I'm going to do that and talk to you guys as I'm getting ready to go to my desk. All right, good morning, guys. There are three things different about today than most days. First, I had to jump in the pool because I felt a bit groggy. Second, I woke up 15 minutes late. Third, I do not have any nicotine, so it's gonna be interesting. Oh, and fourth, I'm making an attempt to dress a little bit better in the work day, or I guess throughout the entire day, instead of just like throwing on any random hat and a hoodie. And maybe I'll go back to that. I don't know. I just want to try it, see if I work better when I feel sharper. We'll see. And yeah, what I'm going to do is do all my data stuff and then get right back into this script. Just keep writing away at it. And my teleprompter should be arriving today, so I just have to leave a note on the door for the Amazon guy to ring the doorbell many times and call my phone number if not, because I am home, but I am just unable to hear the door sometimes. So you might just need to call me and get my attention because I have to sign, and if not, they won't give it to me. So gonna have to be kind of on the ball with that and finish the script, do some client work. I have some AI motion graphic stuff that I was supposed to set up yesterday, but I'm going to do. Oh, and I have a call with a friend today where I'll talk about my phone a little bit more and make some adjustments there. So honestly, super excited with today. Should be just solid work day. I want to keep my dopamine lower throughout the day, so I don't want to just start blasting music. I want to stay in a really focused state for the entire day. So I want to make an effort to do that. And yeah, dopamine. I hate to just be the guy that always talks and lives through dopamine, but it really is a pretty solid indicator for the quality of work that you're going to end up doing. And yeah, I just bring that up because it can usually explain the actions you take. So I'm getting into my work now. Clicky keyboard and a dream. All right, boys, so this is without a doubt my favorite time of the day. So I don't just want to show my address, but I'm tracking my package on Amazon. I've been writing the script since I sat down at my desk at 5 a.m. and it is coming along very, very, very nicely. So in about the 2.5 hours of writing, I wrote 2 chapters for this video. And yeah, this video is definitely going to be an hour long, if not longer than that. And now I'm breaking into the part where I cover, sorry, let me just pause this. I'm breaking into the part where I cover all of the business strategies that he's actually using. And yeah, I also love this time of day because as you can see, the sun was shining in a bit through my room. But if I walk outside, it means the sun is kind of at this perfect angle where it just hits right onto my face. I don't even have to take my hat off or anything. As you can see here, it shines directly onto my face, and it is just so nice to be outside at this time. Do a little walk around, and if I am, or not if I am, but when I'm focused, I usually have a lot of really good progress already done on my biggest levers when I walk outside, like right now. So I can kind of take a deep breath in and enjoy knowing that today is set on the right trajectory. And yeah, just think about how to make things better versus when I kind of first wake up in the morning. Not that I'm anxious, but I'm eager to get things moving, right? Because there's the possibility that I start something and I'm not going to finish it that day. So then you start thinking about that and it just spins out. But right now, I have all my messages responded to. There's nobody that's messaging me. I've responded to everybody. They're not even awake yet. So I get this time, this peace where I can think about what I want to do and have everything that I was already planning to do and knowing that it is going to be a really good day. So yeah, I usually just sit out here for a little while. I usually talk to you guys at this time, and I want to really be adamant, unless there's like a specific situation where I should or shouldn't, but I don't really want to listen to music at this time. Kind of just enjoy. One of the things I learned from Rian Doris, actually, who's big guy on Flow State, he also was the temporary owner of consulting.com before it kind of changed hands again to Emon, is when you're doing this flow state work and you take a break, the key to taking a successful break is that the activity you do while you are taking your break evokes less dopamine than your work itself. So you almost want to kind of go and just get bored and think, because what that will do is it will allow, when you sit back down, to have the work evoke more dopamine, and because of that you enjoy it more and transcend directly back into flow. So kind of just sitting here and enjoying being bored. Like, I could play some crazy music right now, start dancing, all this stuff, but no, just sit here, be bored, enjoy it. And I talk to you guys during this time, which I don't know how much dopamine that gives me, to be honest. However, I just think, like, I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna write the next part of the script, kind of doing it in my head. I should be able to get it done by the time that I have it planned, so I'm gonna be playing around with some AI motion graphics. I also found this software last night called Partsec, I think is what it's called. Pretty much what it will allow to happen, I think I might have talked about it, last night on the vlog with you guys, but my editor can remote into my computer instead of having to download everything, which for my next video might be a game changer, given how many or how big these files I think they're gonna be. So there's always that, which is super, super cool. And yeah, just a solid overall great day, right? Winning kind of comes down to consistency and just stacking days like this over and over and over again. And I was explaining to somebody that I'm kind of in this weird limbo state where I am now only uploading twice a month on YouTube, at least on my main channel, which feels so weird to me. And because of that, during these times where, even though my last video is getting more views in a day when it's not even getting that many views than my channel would before, it's just weird not uploading so frequently. And especially when it's no longer me that has to do the work on the video. Like right now, I've been waiting on the upload for about a week, and it's my editor who has kind of the burden of doing that. It's this weird emotion that I have to navigate where I don't want to be overbearing and force my editors to get things done, because then it's going to be crap quality. But I also don't want to be underbearing and then just have things not enforce the quality of work that I know that I can, right? Because as a leader, you kind of have to walk that, especially with creatives, of, hey, you need to get this done, but also don't spend your entire life on it. So that's been something that, with the less frequent uploads, I've been definitely thinking about. And remoting into the computers would allow me to see the progress on the video, which would dramatically help my ability to do that. Maybe just having them do updates, right, would be another great way of doing that. There's a lot of things that I'm thinking about when it comes to a solution for that problem, but if I am brutally honest in my reflections and I assume the intentions of my team are good, which I always try to do, precautionarily, you always think what could go wrong as well, but I assume that the people that I have working on my team are looking out for the best of the overall unit self-interest, because I always try and align, like, hey, if we get a good video here, I will be rewarded, of course, right? It's my business, but you will also be rewarded in pay raises and bonuses and all these things, and also just a fulfilling career, right? Doing things that you love. So I try and always align the incentives, and because of that, assuming that they are good, I have the problem of just being a bit more anxious and wanting to get things done, get money in the door, have all these things go through. And in reality, that might not just be the right lens to look at it through. The right lens is probably let these people work, let them produce these high quality stuff, and as long as those 2 videos a month are coming out, you are good. And maybe I even scale it up if I can find a quicker way to make these videos, which I don't think I want. No, I'm getting in my own head. 2 videos a month. The 1 a week thing is probably not possible with the length of the videos. I want them all to be like an hour long now, so definitely probably not possible to get that on a weekly basis coming out, especially if they're fully edited, like a documentary throughout. And yeah, just impatience, battling it, because it's very healthy to have a sense of impatience, because you want to be impatiently acting, but with patient actions. So if I took impatiently acting with impatient actions, I would message all of the people that I know or previous leads that have opted into my funnel and say like, hey, I'm running this limited time offer, this amount off, and probably make tens of thousands of dollars in a span of a few days. Or I would turn on paid ads and liquidate and run it to my warm audience of people in my new organic kind of sphere, and I'd probably make $10,000 in maybe a week, and more than 10,000 if I did that with ads, actually tens of thousands. I have no clue how much, but none of these things are actually sustainable, right? It's like you're building all this momentum, and by doing that you cash it in. Even outbound, it's like you almost imply you are of a lower status of the person you're working with by reaching out to them first, right? Like I remember when I first kind of came across the idea of selling a coaching offer through outbound, and it was like, you're telling me you're reaching out to me as the expert to help me. It doesn't make sense, right? Like as if you're such an expert, I should be coming to you. And something that I disagree with a lot in this space, and I think a lot of people get wrong, is you kind of just have to design your life so you can sit on your laurels and wait till you really are that expert, right? Because we have this, like I have this perception in my head that, oh yeah, I should already be here and people should already be paying me this amount, but it's clearly not undeniable enough to where the market just accepts that. So I have to keep working, right? Oftentimes we have to go overkill in order to get the reward that we want, because we have to be so good that even on our worst days we're still the best, right? That's what a lot of people miss, is they think to their highest self and what the best thing they've achieved is, and they want that to be how everybody perceives them. But what you have to do is you have to be so good that your baseline perception is as this expert. And there's so many optics and dynamics when it comes to doing this with branding, but at the end of the day, what it means for somebody like me is I just have to keep my head down and make better YouTube videos, and that's all. I did it first with the Mosey and Iman video, and I did okay. The Brez video showed for the first time that like, hey, I'm serious about this craft. I'm not just some kid that like knows how to edit and thinks they deserve content agency. Or fuck, it bothers me when I see people that are YouTube experts, and I know for a fact that they are not converting. Like there are some people that you can tell they are intentionally getting lower view videos in order to convert customers. Guys like Ed Lawrence, I respect the living crap out of, because they also usually have, or what's the other guy, Tom Young's, and there's more people like that, but there's a few of them that I really respect because they've either scaled a bigger channel, or you can tell by the quality of what they're doing. Actually, another kid my age is Trey Gustafson. He has a second channel, and I really respect these guys because they have bigger channels, and you can see when you interact and watch their content that they are trying to play down to get conversions with their content and target a more niched audience. Same thing with like Mr. Welch and Jordan Welch's kind of sub channel there.
And for me, that authority is in the businesses that I scaled with my content. And I have kind of gone the route, not with them where they're trying to play themselves down. I always had the business aspect down when it comes to converting. So I'm actually trying to play myself up and get more views, because I ultimately think that having an abundance of attention and creating proper channels to filter is always going to be better than having a niche down audience without the inability or skill to filter. Anywho, that's a different rant for a different day. My point is, you see a lot of these guys that run content operations, and because they aren't making content intentionally to get less views, like, yeah, they might pick a more niche down topic, etc., but you can tell that they are not good enough at making content to get views, even if they wanted to. And you just kind of look at them and you're like, dude, what the fuck? I don't get this. Like, how are you this content expert and you've never had a channel grow, you've never had a business grow, and I shouldn't be doing this. It's not healthy to kind of jam on your market. You should understand that I'm grateful they exist, because it will only make my positioning in the market stronger. But I just try and take no shortcuts. Long way around the hill is the right way. And with that being said, I've been yapping here for 14 minutes, which I am sufficiently bored, as you can tell by what I'm talking about, to where I'm going to run to the washroom and I'm going to get back to writing the script. So, peace. All right, boys, I've been sitting at my desk, 4 a.m., it's 3 p.m. I'm going crazy, but had a breakthrough. That call with my friend ended up being big game changer, gave me a big perspective change that I'll talk about later, because I gotta stop being don't want to say it, but you know what I want to say. And yeah, it was a really big lesson for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just finishing posting this last client video, and my teleprompter should be coming soon. After that is all said and done, I'm going to go for a run, which is another thing I want to talk about. And I also want to talk about my studio. Today is a big day. Things are moving. I'm excited. What a fucking day. The script is not done, but it's so close to being done, so I'm happy. I've only got 3 more sections left, and they are quite clear as to how I want to do them. So I'm happy. Things are going good. Know what I need to do. We're going to start getting converted. We're going to start being more busy. I know exactly what I need to do. I know how to do it. All right, I'm so to do this video. All right, let me lock. Okay, so I just finished my run, and I've got a bit of an interesting update for you guys. First things first is running. So something I read today in doing the research for the Rob the Bank script, he had a TikTok today where he talks about how running lowers your testosterone. And I've never been like a testosterone maxing guy or any of that crap. As I've talked about before, I put on muscle super easily, so it's actually why I stopped going to the gym. However, after reading that endurance runners have lower testosterone, and it's like a proven thing, it's something to think about. I love running, and I love the way that it makes me feel to reset after a day. I don't really think anything compares. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because right now I do about 4.5K a day, and then maybe I'll walk back or something. So on average, if I had to guess, I probably land at around like 30K a week, which isn't crazy numbers by any means. I know people who do that in 2 runs, right? And I think I could very well do it in 2 runs if I just took a few days of rest, all this stuff. And when I do run that much, because I have done a marathon, you just sleep more. And I notice my performance in work going down. But I mean, it's definitely something I'm going to be researching more and looking into. But at least in the short term, I think all I'm going to do is also add back some resistance training. So I don't know about going to the gym, because I already have a sauna and pool and everything I need at home. Yeah, I don't really like the gym. Like I don't like having to be around other people when I'm trying to work out. I don't know, it sounds weird, but it kind of just it doesn't have you as focused, you know. Anyways, my point at the end of the day, like, it really doesn't matter, but end of the day, it's something that I'm really considering. Now, the next thing is, I'll show you guys this probably when I get home, but I bought a teleprompter and it arrived today, which I've talked about like 3 times now, but I'm super excited because given the size of that script that I showed you guys, it's going to be a fucking game changer when it comes to recording the video, especially an hour long. I can't imagine recording this script for this video without a teleprompter, and I definitely wouldn't have made the script for this video as good as I did and am so far if I didn't have a teleprompter, because I wouldn't have confidence in myself to actually record the thing. So yeah, I'm gonna get some practice and do some research on how to record with a teleprompter. I ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon, but unfortunately, now that I'm in the US, I made a new account and I ordered too much stuff, like $500 stuff in like less than 24 or less than 48 hours. So they timed me out temporarily, and hopefully I can get my account back. But that means the like other $250 worth of stuff, I guess it's more than 500, probably like 700-ish. All that stuff I ordered kind of got canceled, which sucks because I was really anticipating it to arrive, which is fine. I should still be able to get it in time for the raw video. And the next thing, the most important thing, I'm going to talk about when I get home, because it's a long conversation and I still want to think about it a little bit more as I kind of come back from my walk here before I sit down and articulate it for you guys and also for myself, because if I really understand this and drill it into my head, things are about to get crazy, because it breaks one of the biggest limiting beliefs that I have, and I know that it does already. Like my belief for it's already broken. I just need to conceptualize how my actions are going to change as a result of that. So regardless, as you guys probably saw earlier, I'm in a very good mood today. It was a very good day. Got all my client work done. Dressing sharper in the morning seemed to have an impact. I was a lot more together today. I got, a lot more work done. I was more focused. Still always can be improved, but, can't really complain about that. On my focus thing, I think I have like an 80% focus score, and it's not always that accurate, and I did 11 hours of screen time, so I really, again, it's like 11 hours and 30 minutes actually. I really can't complain. Fuck, it might actually be 12. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff, but as you guys see, I do this every day, and it's because I care about it so much. And as I show you guys kind of the hardware setup, and as you see me talk about all these new things and learnings that I'm coming with every single day when it comes to improving my videos, you can see that it really requires obsession on every level. And the thing about the way that I want to approach things is growth is always a bit delayed. So the actions I'm doing now are going to result in growth in the future. And that's really important because it means the results I experience today are a result of the actions in my past. So when you take action, it should be helpful to you because you realize that, okay, I'm not going to see anything today, but in a week from now, in a month from now, depending on kind of the size of the action, typically the larger, the longer. And when you can really think like that, it allows you to understand and kind of zoom out on what is actually important and what is bringing you more money, more growth, etc. And to what I was saying earlier, I think that I could continue posting the kind of level content that I'm posting right now, and just by continuing that, I would get to 50,000, 100,000, all this stuff. I have no doubt that if I just kind of kept doing content the way that I was, and I did it for long enough, that's how far I could get to. But I always want to play bigger. And the best way to speed up your results is to act in accordance to the level you want to be at, even if you're not there. So for me, that means treating my content operation like I already have 1 million subscribers, and on my main channel I have 4,000. As I've talked about before, I've made a good amount of money on YouTube. I made over $1 million for my businesses from YouTube, and it's not all from my channel. It's mostly from my business partner at my original company's channel. But regardless, what is important about that is I'm not sitting here thinking to myself, I am at 4,000 subs. I have quote unquote better videos than people that are at 10,000 subs. Why am I not seeing success? That's not how I'm thinking. The way that I'm thinking is, what is the highest grade of content that I can produce? How can I look at the best people in the world and think to myself, I want to make content like them or better? And that's what not a lot of people do. People will, and I'm guilty of this sometimes, but if you really want to be the best, you can't be the guy that looks at the people dominating a space and go, yeah, they're there because they've been doing this for 10 years, and let that be an excuse for yourself to suck. You can go, okay, they've been doing this for 10 years. I see how they got this far with progression. What is the fastest way I can get there too? And I think a lot of people, the issue that they have is that can be a productive mindset sorry, I gotta run across the street here so I don't get hit by a car. That can be a very productive mindset in the short term, but as it keeps expanding out further and further, it just screws with your progress because you start coping and you're okay. So it's always worked for me when I look at these top people, I always want to compare myself to them. And not from a results perspective, but from an input perspective. What can I control? So, sorry about that. If they have a script if they're producing an hour-long video, I want to produce an hour-long video. If they're putting these really, really good scripts out, I want to put that really good script out. And AI is making that easier. To be honest, I don't know what to call it. I'm like a skeptical adapter of AI, because I have no doubt it's going to be the future, but I think that 99% of people that are playing around with AI haven't found, we haven't reached what's called the AGI state yet. And because of that, what's happening is so many people are spending more time trying to use AI than it would to actually do these things themselves. And they'll say to you, yeah, leverage this, leverage that, but the rate at which innovation is happening so fast in the market, if you don't have capital, and even if you do, you have such an opportunity to just get completely wiped out by emerging technology. So it's really a rainforest economy, and I, as somebody I'll say, I wouldn't be confident deploying my entire net worth, but I'd be confident deploying multi-liquid six figures, over $500,000 into an investment if I really believed on and want to bet big. And dude, I think that is not even a fraction of what you need to win. And I'm on my third year of business, or I'm in my fourth year now, technically. I've completed my third year. So the reason why I say that is it's nonsense to, in my opinion, focus on AI if this is your first year in business, at least with the expectation of being somebody that is front running it. You can focus on AI. Maybe if it's your first year in business and that's the field you want to get involved into, cool, that's a great idea. But it's when you see these people that switch from a business model that's already making the money, they have something that's doing well, and they switch to AI because they see all these AIs taking over the world, all this stuff, and they just left a vehicle where they had a higher chance of success in the market, like personal branding. I have an infinitely times higher chance of winning in the personal branding space than the AI one. And boy, am I glad that AI came around, because I watched a good amount of the market and competition shy away, right? Iman and Hormozi popularized YouTube. They made it this big thing that everybody wants to do. Everybody tried it for 6 months. Some people absolutely crushed it with kind of the raw style. and the rest quit, and now we are only left with the people that are committed to it. And the people that are actually committed to it, they've got other stuff a lot of the time. They've got teams, they're not taking it that seriously. There's almost nobody that is literally all in on YouTube, which is such a good thing because it's out of style right now, but just like all things in every market, it will come back around. And I am so glad that that's going to happen, because during this downtime I can hone my skills and it will allow me to focus on my inputs, and then when YouTube's time comes back and the market rushes to YouTube, I will be much more equipped to monetize the living fuck out of the market. So it really is like a training arc for me, and yeah, it's a great time to, for me, not focus on mass, right? Like a good YouTube video gets rewarded with millions of views. I got more views than almost my channel's entire history with one video. So YouTube rewards extreme quality, and I recommend that anybody, after they've proven to themselves that they're committed enough to actually put in the quantity, do quality on YouTube, because you have a way higher growth potential, and the only thing that you're trading off is that short-term kind of 100 view, 500 view prison that so many people get stuck in because they never learn how to make their content better. So this is kind of becoming a yap, as many of these are, but we've already kind of established you've got some interesting things about you if you watch these videos entirely through, or you're watching in the future and you're interested to see what I'm thinking, which I respect you for a lot, because I do this with everybody that I make videos on right now. So I 100% get it, and I mean, if you're watching this, you're likely on the right path. I don't think I'm someone worth completely modeling yet, but in the future, 100%. And that's when it comes to growth. If it comes to just monetizing and making, like, I've made up to $160,000 a month in profit. The highest I've got a client to is 50. Anything around that, I can help somebody monetize too. But I'm talking like 500K a month, mil a month with YouTube and organic ecosystem. That's where I want to go. Anyways, it's a good day. As always, sun's out. Man, living in a warm climate is like the biggest health cheat code. I saw Newman talk about that, and it's so true. For me, that's Florida. I've seen really very few places where you can kind of get the, I don't know, for me, the North American first world country quality of life, and also this great sun. Puerto Rico is one of the places, but there's so many delays there and all that stuff. I will be going there. I just don't own enough, I don't have enough money to go to Dorado, so I wouldn't want to go there yet. You need like at least, in my opinion, 5 million liquid to make it worth it to go to Puerto Rico. Everything until that is procrastination. I wish I just caught on camera what just happened. The guy stops his car, rolls the window down, looks at me and says, "I just want to tell you that Jesus loves you." What? It's a weird world that we live in, but I'm glad. I appreciate stuff like that, you know? That's just odd. I've never had that happen before. Good guy, doing good deeds. Anyways, guess I'll take it as a sign from God. All praises. I'm deep in my thoughts, as you guys can tell. I need to just sit here and think without trying to talk, because my brain's moving faster than my mouth, and I'm just stumbling and jumping from topic to topic. So I'll see you guys when I get home to explain my big epiphany. That is my plan to make exponentially more money in the coming months. Okay, so I want to make a video about why, two things. Pool is a non-negotiable for at least me. First off, and then second off, my big discovery. So first things first is this pool here, just floating around like this after my run on a given day has been the biggest game changer when it comes to health, mood, in addition to living in a really good environment. Again, before this, I lived in a, I don't want to say penthouse, like a few floors down. We lived on the 21st floor of a new kind of building in downtown Toronto. I lived there with my friend Rayon, really good friend. He's actually the guy I spoke to earlier today. And I mean, it was cool. We had like a basketball court in our place, which I played lots of pickup there, which I hadn't done in years, so that was really fun. And I'm more of like a soccer player, boxer, so it was fun to get back into the swing of things and get good at basketball again. Like, my shot got a lot better. But we had a gym in the place, we had a rooftop pool, and yet I found myself only ever going to the rooftop pool twice, and yeah, not really like leveraging the amenities, versus I walk out the door over there that you guys see me come out through all the time, and after my run I jump in my portable sauna when I've got the time before I have to go to bed. Jump in there. I was in there for 20 minutes today. Usually I'm in there for 30. If I'm locked in, I can handle the heat. And yeah, it's really good. Sweat it out, then I hop in the outdoor shower, then I get in the pool again. And keep in mind, it is sunny and warm the entire time I'm doing this, which is so enjoyable as someone who's a Canadian, grew up in Canada, all these things. Holy crap. One thing about Florida that they do not get you ready for is some of the bugs. Like, look at these guys on this thing here. I don't even know. I guess they're alive still. So I will let them be. They'll survive that. Those are like cockroaches. They'll survive anything. I try not to even hurt animals. Like, I'll like take them out and like put them. I don't kill them. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. So I will kill them if it's for my own food and hunting, but not for just the sake of like killing them because you're inconveniencing me. So anyways, compared that to Toronto, and I am outside way more here. I'm a lot happier here, and my rent payment there again is my mortgage payment on this house, right? That I'm able to help my family with, right? Like, support my family, which I have a better relationship with my dad now, but growing up it was just my mom and I. So yeah, being able to do that, living in Florida where I pay a lot less tax, like Canadians, 50% tax. You also include the corporate, right? And anything above $100,000 a year, which sucks. And finally, the weather and this life, man, it's so good. And I've been waking up 4 a.m. as you guys see, working throughout the entire day, and it's just been a game changer. Like, you see so many entrepreneurs my age. I'll talk to people that have achieved my level of success. So people who have been entrepreneurs for under 3 years, and I'll say my financial-ish bracket, where you've made between $1 and $3 million online. And I don't want to say kept, because this is the issue. I can personally say I've kept, depends. I've kept probably about 30 to 40% of what I've made online. The other bit kind of goes into like reinvesting into the business, and then also some dumb spending inevitably. Like when I lived in the high rise in Vancouver, I did not need to spend that money living there. And yeah, we had like a really high OPEX, which we just didn't need to. But I did make all of that money back and more during the crypto meme coin season. So technically, I am, I can look at the lifetime amount that I've earned on my Stripe accounts, and I know that I have more than that in my bank account or investment portfolio. I would never keep it in one bank account, which is really nice. It's a good feeling to have, you know. And I see so many of these entrepreneurs my age, and I have no clue if some of them have scaled to the point that I have. I see some of them posting numbers even bigger than what I've done, right? My highest month ever is 250 with ads, Chad scaling, and after that we drop back down to 150, right? Because when you Chad scale ads, you cash in your organic for a little paycheck and then you lose it. And I really wonder, how are these guys paying taxes, renting multiple, if not even like one supercar, and then also paying like a $5,000 a month apartment fee, while also running a business where they pay out their team, and then they use ads as their client acquisition, so you know they're not running on the highest margin ever. And it's just so confusing, because when you meet some of these people, you also realize that, well, they're like pretty darn broke. And I kind of respect the hustle, honestly. Like, I like people who own it and just like, hey, I'm gonna spend a crap ton of money, I'm gonna make back a ton of money. I have friends like that who I love, and I've been that way with reinvesting into myself, and it's propelled me forward a lot. So I really do understand and respect people that think like that, but it is interesting to think about who is actually building financial success here and who is just running it up, because there's a lot of people who run it up and don't quite get financial success relative to the amount of opportunity they had. And I have been that person before, and I saw it happening, and I just like noped out completely. I'd rather pick the slow way of building rather than kind of put yourself in a situation where you don't grow as quickly. It's the same thing with like personal brands, right? You can show your supercar in your personal brand and you can get quick growth, but then you never attach anything to your brand and character. So not only does it become harder for people to like you for you, but secondarily and more importantly, it rewires your brain to think about brand wrong. You start becoming inauthentic and making purchases and doing these things because you have an expectation for what it's supposed to give your social media, which is okay to do once you've already established your brand. But I see so many people that are unestablished doing that, and it doesn't work. Like, I've seen people buy hypercars and get less than 1,000 views, or like supercars, which is crazy. And it's gonna be the new normal, because people are gonna, it's like inflation, or what's it called, entropy of these supercars. But anyways, my big learning for today has been that I am a B2C business now. And what that means is, and I'm not selling business to business, what I sell is relevant to everybody. It's like a beginner biz op offer. I teach people how to make content and monetize off of that. Like, anybody can start with the model that I do and they can see success with it. So it really got me thinking, well, what should my funnel be? And I talked to that friend I have, Rayon, earlier today, and he was really hammering on me. He's like, bro, you need an opt-in, bro, you need an opt-in. And I threw the book at him. I was like, no, I want a book call funnel. Look at Grow Your Agency, Iman. He ran a book call funnel. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to do a book call funnel, but I want to do a type form. He's like, no type form. You got to do opt-in. And it makes sense, to be straight with you guys. With a B2C offer, you just got to hit the phones and sell. Even with a B2B offer, if you're getting as many influx leads as possible, you want to get into conversation with these people, and that's just kind of the game. And for me, I've had such this limiting belief of not doing sales, not doing all these things. I want to focus on my brand, but at the end of the day, the reason I'm building my brand is to monetize it, and I'm already monetizing it. Like, I make pretty solid money. So I have people that I do consulting with, which I don't count that. See, it's difficult to know exactly how much I do from my personal brand and YouTube, because so many of my clients I have got through network as well. And I don't know whether it was my content that influenced them to reach out to me, or just like they heard, or whatever it was. But I've got 7 done for you clients, and I charge $3K a month. So that's $21K a month that I take in revenue for doing done for you YouTube. And I've kind of just kept it at that, not scaling it above and beyond, because I just want to learn YouTube. And I have consulting deals on top of that. And I've just consistently collected that while focusing on building my brand and scaling things up. And now I've even downsized the amount of done for you to doing. I think I only have 4 people that I do it for. and I've taken on the other people that I was doing it for on the Done With You offer to test this prototype, and I've really realized, yeah, I'm done with you now, and I just gotta sell. So right now I have a book call funnel, which you guys probably heard me talk about, maybe showed you guys, but I got rid of an opt-in to build that, and it looks like we're gonna be adding back the opt-in, which I guess, you know, is bittersweet, but gonna add back the opt-in, and we are going to, I told myself I will call every lead that comes in until I close a deal from it. Once I close a deal from it, I can hire a setter. I've run an appointment setting agency, I know tons of setters. I've had lots of people offer to come and work with me. I'm not gonna get a setter until I close a deal from it. And it's a matter of principle, just something, a rule that I have with setter teams after I ran them so much at my other agency and then also my coaching business. But then in addition to that, I also kind of want to do market research, because with this higher view content I'm getting, there's obviously a new demographic of people watching me, and I want to speak with them. I want to understand what they're like, who is really watching my stuff, and because of that, I can craft an offer for them and begin selling and monetizing at a larger scale off my content and really building this into a multifaceted operation. But regardless, boys, I am super excited about that, because it means that not only will we be doing content, but I will have stuff to do when I'm not making, like, I have something to do now other than make YouTube videos. And I was going a bit stir crazy, which is good for pushing your zone's genius, but it is nice to have that, because it shows me that there's this light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to monetizing and growing, that I think is much needed right now, as I kind of get to this phase where if I upload another video and it gets like 10,000, 50,000, I'm aiming for 100,000 views on this video the way I'm building it, or the way I've built it, it's just being edited right now. I wouldn't want myself to not monetize off of that and just watch my view count soar again and be like, damn, I probably could have made 50 grand off of a $50,000 view video, or 50,000 view video. So yeah, right? Like, I consider every view $1. That's kind of the ratio that I want to maintain for my brand. And it's not easy to do past a certain amount, but anything under 100,000 views, and I think that's completely possible with the right sales unit offer and targeting and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna be building out the opt-in. I got this software, RevTrack by Ed Lawrence. It's kind of like Hyros, but not as expensive, and specifically designed for YouTube, which cool, because I only do YouTube organic. So it's a cool software. I don't have to set up Hyros and all that stuff. Great software, like Ed. Yeah, I'm just stoked. I am going to bed after this, so this will not be action tonight. I got my 7 p.m. bedtime. Like you guys see, I go to bed with the sun down. Usually I'm in bed around this time, but I'm sitting out here talking to you guys in the pool. So gonna do that, and tomorrow's gonna be a great day. I have to rebuild the thumbnail for the Rob the Bank video. Sorry, my brain just froze. And then something I do with the videos is I also, like, I physically go to a store and print out the images that I'm going to use for the board that I cover in the video. And I think that's such a big value add to the video, that when someone clicks on it, they say, oh, like, this guy actually built out a board, physically spent time doing it, and then the time lapse plays of me building it and all this stuff. I think it's just such a cool ad that so many people are missing. They're missing that extra touch, that when you can see somebody do something that only lasts for 3 seconds in the video, but you know took them hours to do. I want more of those, because that's what really, really enhances the viewer experience and what gives you that extra edge. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm all about emulating the winners and the guys dominating. I don't want to cope and say, oh, I've only got this, so I should add. No, I want to treat myself and act like the best, because that's where we're going. And yeah, that's the game. That's what we're doing. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to take my melatonin, get out of this pool, and I will see you boys tomorrow at 4 in the morning. Peace.